Hi there, Tony here from Days Out Travel. Hope you are well. Today we are going to Asia. I've not done a huge amount in Asia other than a bit on Japan, which I love Japan. So I thought I would choose a destination that featured in my five most disappointing cities to visit, and that was Bangkok, Thailand. Bangkok's about 12 hours flight from the UK, and its reputation precedes it. I was very excited to go to Bangkok. There was lots of talk about the culture, the food, the drink, the vibe, and all that kind of jazz. I was, however, thoroughly underwhelmed. So, my first tip for you is to choose carefully where you stay in town. Bangkok is a massive, sprawling place, a bit like sort of Los Angeles, and to a certain extent Hong Kong. If you stay in the wrong part of town, then you've had it. You're miles from anywhere and very difficult. First time we went to Los Angeles, we actually ended up booking the beach, which we didn't realize was an hour's drive from central LA. So we had to change that. Otherwise, it would have been a bloody long commute there and back to see all the sights. Similar thing in Hong Kong, completely wrong part of town, so I had to get public transport everywhere to where all the restaurants and the bars were. We found that here. We stayed in Bangkok. We're over in the west side, which was a bit more sort of retail-y, commercial. So it was really good for shops, but there was nothing really around there in terms of entertainment. Not many restaurants, not many places to drink. The best place we found to drink was actually the bloody outside the shopping centre. There was a person with just selling cans of beer. So that gives you an indication of choosing the right location is really important. The second thing to know is public transport. It's not very good. Hence, if you choose the wrong place to stay in town, you're going to be really angry and stressed trying to get across Bangkok because it's an absolute nightmare. So where we're not too far from the Jim Thompson house, and there is a kind of the monorail, but that seems to stop quite away from where those attractions are I mentioned. So even if you use public transport, it still doesn't really get you anywhere near the actual main attractions over up by the river. The options you then have is, of course, taxis, and I mean, this has been said before by many more people, but the taxis are a bit of a nightmare. It's haggling, it's on the meter, the traffic's terrible, so you can end up sat in traffic for hours on end. So, absolute pain in the backside. So, yeah, public transport is really bad. Even trying to walk it is not the pleasantest of walks. There's some rough areas, and traffic trying to cross the roads also bad. So, yeah, be aware that public transport is going to be a bit of a pain. I'm conscious I'm being a bit negative, so I'm going to throw in a couple of positive things. And if you are in the right part of town, or you can actually manage to get there, the attractions certainly on the river are really beautiful. You've got the palaces, the grounds, the artwork. It's just really beautiful to sort of walk around it. Fantastic statues, really dramatic, profound statues of various different deities. The newer temples versus the older temples. You've got the river you can sort of get a boat ride down. So there's a great choice to be had. Likewise, heading over to the Jim Thompson house, that's a little bit less historic, but it's quite pleasant. Lots of nice greenery, lots of internal sort of beautiful design and that kind of stuff. Other good thing is they do have quite a few nice parks in Thailand, Bangkok, that you can walk around. Beware though, there are some monster lizards out there. Thailand has the nickname the Land of Smiles for a very good reason. The people are super nice. They are very charming, they are very friendly, they have great sense of humor, very accommodating, very generous. Can't fault them. Brilliant, brilliant. But obviously there's always a downside, and I found the downside in Bangkok, which was the level of scamming, pestering and harassment. Don't think you can just go around minding your own business. You will get heckled, you'll get harangued, you'll get people coming up to you trying to sell you things, scam you. They also just quite some of them just outright lie. So, oh, the palace is closed today. You can't go there, but tell you what, if you get in my tuk tuk, I'll take you elsewhere to wherever they want to take you. Usually it's something that involves lots of money, like, hey, get in the tuk-tuk and they drive you to the middle of nowhere where the only way you can get out is by getting on a boat that's run by their mate or their cousin and then have to charge how many bats for it. So yeah, the scamming is pretty intense. Just try to ignore them and ignore everything that they say or sell or anything and just stay focused and don't engage or hand any money over to them. Let's go back to a positive now, and I'm going to go for the food because that's definitely one thing that Thailand's fantastic. In Bangkok as well, a great selection of food, all the way from the sort of straightforward food, street food, as it were. Even say I talked about before about the grasshoppers, really down to earth, flavoursome, fulsome food. Lots of F's there. And you're able to do it quite reasonably priced. And I would say definitely enjoy the food while you're there. So that's one positive. The flip side of fantastic food, certainly when it comes to meat, is that meat has to be killed. So another thing to be aware of is if you're a little bit squeamish, you may not want to go to some of the markets. There are some wet markets there where they have plenty of animals, the fish, the reptiles, the frogs, where they chop them, they smash them, they cut them, they blend them, they do everything. And it's pretty gory. So if you have a weak constitution, beware of that because, yeah. Yeah. Let's end on a positive, and that's the day trips that you could do from Bangkok. This was for me the absolute pinnacle of Bangkok is the day trips you can do from the city. We did a selection, which I'll do a separate video on because it's worth it. But needless to say, there's everything you can need. There's historic interests through the old temples. You can do a day trip up to the River Kwai, which is interesting for anyone that's sort of into military history and World War II history and that kind of stuff. There's waterfalls, there's trekking you can do. So really a great selection. Everything for anyone really. Day trips out on the boats to the floating markets. I would definitely go through all of these and pick out the best because I'm going to say do a day trip around or a day tour around Bangkok if you can, and then get out to all these other places because they are absolutely brilliant. So there you have it. Those are my ups and downs of Bangkok, Thailand. Stay tuned, and I will do a video soon on all the day trips we did and what you can expect from those. Until the next time, ta ta.